I'm Rachna Gupta once again with a new and very much important video. This video is for them who really want to achieve 9 bands in PTE. I'm going to describe you all about 3 magical questions of PTE which will boost your band score from 6 to 9 bands very easily. So make sure you watch the video till end if you want to know more about 3 magical questions. Okay, so the very first is what we are going to discuss in this video. So there are 6 content which we are going to cover in the video. So make sure you watch the video till end. So what are the things? The very first is what these 3 questions are. The second is how they are important to us. The next, we're gonna discuss why we need to focus on these 3 questions only. You know that in PTE total you have like 20 question types. So out of these 20 question type, I'm just asking you to prepare for 3 type of questions very nicely. So why? How about all other 17 types? Aren't they important? So we will discuss that out in this video. The next is we will see some examples. So I'll take some examples and I'll just try to make you understand how to do, like how to deal with these questions. The next thing is we will learn the smart learning to jump the score from 6 to 9. So it's a smart work. It's not a hard work. It's basically a smart work. And the last thing is how much score do you get for these questions? Okay, so don't go for hard work. Just prepare 3 magical questions and then you'll score 9 bands in PT very easily. Okay, so just start with it. So we are going to discuss what these 3 questions are. So the first is read aloud. That's there in the speaking module. And read aloud, you know, there are 6 to 7 questions for read aloud in the exam. Okay, so these questions are very important. Though students feel like that's okay, you know, that they think okay, they are just going to read something, so that's easy. But no, that's not easy. If you really want to ace this test, you have to put in a lot of efforts and you should know how to do it. The second type of questions that you must improve is filling the blanks, and these filling the blanks are of reading drop down. Okay, that you get in the beginning of the reading module. So these are drop down filling the blanks. They are very important. Okay, and then you get 5 to 6 questions in exam. And the third one is write from dictations. That's in listening, last question. So these questions you'll be getting 3 or 4 these dictations in listening module, and then they are the last question of the exam. So sometime if you are not able to manage your time nicely in listening module, I have seen a few students, they in fact miss the dictation, the last dictation. They are just typing and then they realize, oops, time went over, and they are not able to type the last dictation nicely. Okay, so make sure you follow these 3 questions nicely, read aloud, filling the blanks, and write from dictation. Now we are going to discuss more about it. Now let's discuss why these questions are so important. What are the reasons? The very first reason is that these 3 questions contribute almost 150 score out of 360 points, which is 40% of your full test. So when I say 360, so each module is for 90. So listening 90, reading 90, writing 90, speaking 90. Altogether that's for 360 marks. Out of these 360 marks, if you prepare these 3 questions, they will give you 150. Okay, so you can imagine how much they are important for you. The next reason is in PT you need not to focus on less scoring questions. So when I say that less scoring questions, these are the other ones such as multiple choice questions, select missing word. So these kind of questions are not important. So be a smart learner and always focus on high scoring questions. This strategy will boost your score like anything. Okay, and the last reason is if you prepare these 3 questions. And what are these 3? read aloud, drop down, filling the blanks, and dictations. So if you prepare for these three questions, the other type of questions such as repeat sentence, filling the blanks and listening, highlight incorrect words, filling the blanks, drag and drop will automatically be prepared. Okay, so once you are preparing for dictations, so if you are practicing for dictation a lot, you will actually be preparing for repeat sentences as well. You need not to practice them separately. And then once you are preparing for reading, filling the blanks, you are preparing for the other type of blanks as well. Okay, so these strategies, these practice will help you increase your score in all other important questions as well. Okay, so you can cover 65% score from these three questions only. So why to focus on all 20 type of questions and practice blindly? Do the smart work. Follow these three questions, practice more and more, make yourself expert in these questions. That's it, your PT is done then. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about read aloud in detail. So the very first thing in read aloud is, this is the highly scoring question. It seems very simple, but yes, there is some tricks behind it. So they are the highly scoring one, and it's going to contribute more than 30 points in reading. Yes, 30 points in reading. So specifically for the students who are not very much expert or very much comfortable in reading module itself, so they can easily get their reading points done from read aloud. Practice read aloud and get your reading cleared as well, and approximate 25% in speaking. Okay, so what are the things that you have to keep in mind once you are doing read aloud? So the first is read naturally. Don't try to generate some fake accent, and don't try to that have that MTI, mother tongue influence. If you have that mother tongue influence, just try to remove it. Practice again and again, record your voice, listen it, practice again. So remove that MTI if you have, but just try to speak natural in a neutral way. The next is read in fluency. Fluency is important because you know that AI, computers, is going to check your speaking. So one thing that computer can evaluate and understand is your fluency. If you are speaking fluently means you know English very well, so you get good score. However, if you are speaking with pauses, with fumbling, pauses and fumbling, just give a message to the computer that that person is not comfortable in speaking English, so they will decrease your score. The next is pay attention on singular and plural words. So let's say here it is written plural words, but instead of words, if I read it word, pay attention on singular and plural word. So word and words. Because of this SES also, you will be losing marks in your reading because the word is words, but you are reading word. So something, even if it is like a mistake of SES, very small mistake like in, and, so these very small mistakes going to cost you a lot in speaking as well as reading. The next is take pauses, but take pauses only and only on the comma and full stop. Don't take unnecessary pauses. So if you are taking pauses and quite a lot at unnecessary situations or location, definitely you will get low score. Okay, so now is I'm going to tell you how you should read your read aloud. Okay, so I have taken two examples. I'll be reading it up. You need to listen and see how am I speaking and just try to follow. Okay, so just see, you need to take pauses at full stop, comma, and if you think the sentence is longer enough and you cannot read the entire sentence in a single go without taking a break. Taking a pause, why you need to take a pause? To take breath. Because while speaking, you start feeling breathless. And now, obviously, you have to take a pause to breathe in. So you need to regulate your breathing as well. Once you have that preparation time, read it once, regulate your breathing, just see wherein you should take a pause. Okay? So I'm just reading this for you. Ever since I remembered, father woke up early, made breakfast for us all, and read newspaper. After that, he would go to work. He worked as a writer. It was a long time before I realized he did this for a living. Okay, so this is how. Now we'll take the second one. You used to think that being green was a luxury for your company, but climate change has made you realize that you can no longer ignore it. The bus is about becoming carbon neutral, but where do you start? Consider your drivers. Okay, so if you think the sentence is longer, such as in the second example, the sentence, but climate change has made you realize that you can no longer ignore it. So if you think it is difficult for you to read this sentence in one go, so if you want to take a pause, you can take a pause at that, because that is a kind of connector that separate these two things and connect together. But you should not take a pause between climate and change. But climate change should not be has made you realize, this is a chunk of words has made you realize, that should be spoken together. Okay, so in read aloud you must speak the chunk of words together if you think it is not possible for you to speak the full sentence in one go. Take pause wherever you should, but it's not that you are just taking why because you think you should take. So there should be a reason. Okay, the next is the second type of magical question. So that is filling the blanks drop down one that you get in the beginning. Okay, so these are the highly scoring question in reading, and that's going to contribute more than 20 points in writing. In fact, you won't get that much score from essay that you get from these filling the blanks. Okay, and then approximate 25% marks of your reading. So these filling the blanks will give score to your reading and writing. So they are extremely important. You need to be expert in that so that you get your writing done. I've seen many students, they contact me for the classes and then they say, Ma'am, we don't get, that 65 points or 79 points in writing. So we want to take classes for writing only. Okay, but dear, if you really want to improve your writing in PTE, you have to improve your reading as well. Just writing will not help you to score 79. You have to improve your reading a lot because reading gives a lot of score to your writing. Okay, so if you want to improve, you have to use grammar rules. Like after to, there must be a first form of verb. If you have like has, have, had, so that is a third form of verb. So these are some grammar rules that you need to learn. So we have already uploaded videos on our channel for these grammar rules. You can watch these videos that will help you to become comfortable in following all such rules. Okay, then read the passage carefully. Okay, don't try to be quick enough that you don't read the passage and try to answer it from your own side. So read the passage carefully, try to understand the context of the passage, because sometimes you get stuck with two words. You think both of the words carry the same meaning, but then which one to be used, that depend on the context. So read the passage, understand the meaning, follow the grammar rules, then obviously your task is done. Okay, now look at these examples. So we have this question and now we are going to discuss it. So the question says, what is a country and how is a country defined? When people ask how many countries there are in the world, they expect a simple answer. After all, we have explored the dash planet and we have these options down there: whole, total, very and open. So if you check the grammar rules, you'll see that the is an article and planet is a noun. So between the article and a noun, we must use an adjective. Okay, out of these words, whole, total, very and open, whole is an adjective. So the whole planet. Okay, however, very is an adverb, open is a verb, total is a noun. So nothing makes sense here. Okay, and if you read further, I'll start reading from the middle again. However, the answer to the question varies according to whom you ask. Dash people say there are 192 countries. So dash people say, so most, very, call or no. So before people, people is a noun, and before noun we need an adjective. So adjective, so what we'll say? Most people. Very again is an adverb, call is a verb, no is an adverb. Okay, so most is the only one adjective here. So we'll write most people say there are 192 countries, but others point out that there could be more, like 260 of them. So why isn't there a straightforward answer? The problem dash because so the problem dash. Now the problem is a subject, that is a singular subject. So in after singular subject, if you are going to add a verb, that's needed obviously. So in verb we must put s or es. Singular subject takes a singular verb after that, and singular verb means something that would have s or es. Now after this we can use second form of the verb, but that will not suit. Why? Because this passage is going on in present tense. So in present tense, first form of the verb plus ses. So we only have one thing here, that is arises. Arises is the first form of verb that shows present tense. So the problem arises because there is not a universally agreed definition of country, and because for political reasons some countries find it convenient to dash or not recognize other countries. So after to, we must use first form of the verb. So if you see the options, recognize, purchased, offer, opened and definitely. So we only have one, recognize. So to plus first form, so it's like to recognize. Okay, so this is how grammar is going to help you. So sometimes you need to follow the grammar rules. If you get stuck, grammar will help you a lot, and at other time the understanding of the passage make you get it done. Okay, now the next is write from dictation. So in write from dictation, the first is it will provide you 50 plus score in listening and writing together. So more than 50 marks. Isn't it important? Yes. The second is if you make command over write from dictation, you will be automatically good at repeat sentence, highlight incorrect words and filling the blank listening. These all four questions will give you approximate 120 score. So write from dictation, it's not only for write from dictation, but if you just focus on write from dictation again and again, and you develop your accuracy, 100% accuracy in this means all other type of questions would automatically come aligned. Okay, the next thing is be careful about capital letter, full stop and other punctuation. So in write from dictation, since it is going to give score to your writing as well, you must start writing it with the capital letter. So the first letter of the sentence must be capital, and in the end there must be a full stop. Okay, so these things are important, and if in between you get a name of a country or something, so again the initial must be capital. Okay, and the next is use prediction videos on YouTube. Practice write from dictation again and again. So there are several YouTube videos available. You just search latest write from dictation. You'll get plenty of sentences, plenty of dictations. So you just keep on practicing. Make it a discipline to practice almost for half an hour every day for write from dictation, and you'll see a huge difference after 10 days. But then practice regularly. Okay, so do you have any questions so far? Feel free to ask questions or clear your doubts in the comment box. So try and learn, try your best on these questions. When you have time, practice on these 3 questions again and again. Okay, so find some time and practice it. And in fact, see, the best thing is that you can practice for these questions online. Just need a mobile, nothing else, right? So your mastery on these 3 questions will surely increase your score. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe if you have not yet, and share this video with your friends. Keep learning with me. All the best.